If it is Monday night, oh yes, it is the Wrestling Forum. Hello, friends. It's Ridiculously Over. Anthony Floyd here with you for the first Wrestling Forum show of the new year of 2016. We hope you all had a happy new year and everything else. I'm joined by the Cerebral Viper, Michael Fletcher. I have no clue where the phenom Michael Bullock is. Hopefully he'll join us soon enough. I'm guessing he's out right now, which is rare on a Monday night, but you know, it is what it is. So all I can say right now, folks, is that Fletch and I are still marking out. Well, to say we're marking out right now is a major understatement. Because
I think we're flabbergasted right now. We're in a state of shock right now.
To say that is an understatement, Fletch. But holy guacamole! I cannot believe
it's a bomb, guys. It was a nuclear bomb that just got dropped, and I think the entire wrestling world is going to be talking about this one. New Japan Pro Wrestling had an amazing show, the Wrestle Kingdom 10, earlier this morning around 3 a.m. I didn't see it. I didn't watch it. Derek Ferreira did. He gave it a 9.25 out of 10. There was 2 5-star fights that went down tonight. Easily fights of the year. And WWE just rebutted with a loud and resounding hit. Big news coming out of WWE that I'll get into later on, if we do get it later on in the Wrestling Forum, because this is massive, Anthony. This could shake the foundation of New Japan Pro Wrestling and WWE in one found swoop. I got some major breaking news.
Yes. Oh, yes, indeed. I mean, oof.
And it's not even about what we're talking about for tonight's Monday Night Raw. I just found some things out behind the scenes that just went down a short time ago.
Oh, well, we'll definitely have to get into that. No question about it. But, oh my goodness. But we gotta try to maintain it. We gotta try to, you know, get our legs back get our legs back under us now, and just move on, and we're gonna just start the show. It was the first Monday Night Raw show of 2016. It was the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas. We thought we were gonna. I mean, we started it off with what we thought was gonna be Stephanie McMahon, obviously cutting a promo. Her music plays, and then shortly thereafter, you hear the music of Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns shows up. And then we get another segment with Roman Reigns and Stephanie McMahon, another back and forth segment. Very good segment. I have to say it was the second best segment of the night. I thought there was one that was a little better, honestly. But it was a good segment that did not overstay its welcome. Live crowd was really hot for Roman Reigns, and they once again put him in a back and forth position with the person they can count on the fans booing. Very smart booking. And I also have to say Roman held up his end very nicely, and the fans were hot for his little threat at the end towards Stephanie's father. But both of them were great, but you know me. For those of you who have been, you know, loyal viewers of the show for almost, wow, I can't believe it's been almost 4 years since we started this whole thing. But if you all know me, you all know the love affair I have with Stephanie McMahon, and I thought tonight she absolutely killed it again. I mean, oh man, she absolutely killed again tonight. But like I said, Roman did a great job too. I mean, he's starting to get that major crowd support that obviously they wanted him to have. I mean, all you had to do was, you know, make his character, you know, not so much like John Cena and more like an anti-authority figure, and that's all it took, and that's why he is where he is right now. So a great back and forth segment with Roman and Stephanie. Both were fantastic, even though I thought Steph was just a smidge better, even though Roman was fantastic too. So a very good segment. It didn't overstay its welcome, which I'm glad, because usually these things go on for damn near 30 minutes, but about 10 to 15 of that here. So very good. And if it wasn't for one other segment that went on later in the night, I would have called this the segment of the night, but there was one segment I thought was better. So, Michael Fletcher, do you feel the same way I do, or do you feel differently?
No, I really think this was very solid. I really liked how they worked everything into this. But I loved the warning shot that Roman Reigns threw at Stephanie McMahon. You want to talk about the shot over the bowel? This was a cannon shot over the bowel, and this was a warning shot. If I get screwed, if your father screws me out of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, you won't be picking daddy up from jail. You're going to be picking him up in the hospital. Believe that. That is the Roman Reigns a lot of the fans have been waiting for. A lot of the fans have been clamoring for. Give them that harder edge. Give them that attitude type edge that, you know what? I'm sick and tired of getting railroaded by you, by Triple H, by your father, and I'm not going to stand up for it. And if you deliberately cost me my dream of being the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, hell is gonna come down on all your asses tenfold. And that's the Roman Reigns I've been waiting for to see. And this definitely was a great way to start Monday Night Raw, because this basically showed Roman in a light that, look, he's happy-go-lucky. He's a good guy. He's respectable. He loves his family, loves his daughter. But you're not gonna, if you push Roman to a point, he's gonna push back. And if you get under his skin, now you're asking for trouble. I like that. I think this is solid. They definitely did a good job with it. Great way to jump off Monday Night Raw, to say the very least. All right, let's move on.
And we move on to our first match, a return match from a week ago. It was Kevin Owens going up against the man that gravity forgot, Adrian Neville. The winner of the match in 9 minutes and 10 seconds, it was Kevin Owens via the pop-up powerbomb. Fletch, obviously this was a much better match than last week. How much better was it?
I don't know if it was that much better, Florio. I kind of have to disagree with you on this one. Look, here's the thing that I'm gonna say about this. Yeah, it was short. It was fun. It was short. But I really think it lost a lot of momentum due to the commercial break this time around. Normally, we always talk about, oh, commercial breaks can go one way, commercial breaks can go another way, this, that, blah, 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 blah. And I really feel like this time around, it kind of left me hanging there. And don't get me wrong, the fight was okay. Yeah, the fight was disappointment because Owens lost in literally less than 2 seconds last week. So we had a better fight this time around. But I'm sorry, at the end of the day, I can only get this maybe like a 2-star fight because, like I said, it was fun and short for it, but the commercial break happened and it kind of punished us in a way. So at the end of the day, too short for my liking. Yes, it was good, but after the commercial break, it nosedived. At least in my eyes, it nosedived on me. 2 stars, Florio, it's yours. But I did like the post fight though. That saved it. But I'm not ranking the post fight. I'm only ranking the fight itself, and it was 2 stars.
All right, so well, I'll say it like this: it's a slight disagreement. I'm only gonna go up just a little bit. I thought it was a 2.5-star match myself. I mean, I thought it was a good match with Adrian Neville displaying some impressive offense despite giving Owens the bulk of the fight. And Fletcher, I think both of us agree that we like the way Ambrose put over Owens' toughness while also questioning it at the same time while he was on commentary. Post-match angle was very good too, with Ambrose getting a measure of revenge for last week. And I think we'll have to wait and see what happens. But there's no doubt about it. We're gonna. Now here's the thing. For those who may have been living under a rock, everybody knows that SmackDown is now going to be on the USA Network, and that first USA Network show is this week. How's this sound? Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship this Thursday night on the first SmackDown on USA Network. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in? Absolutely. So there you go. Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens, Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship match Thursday night, first SmackDown on the USA Network, featuring the new voice of SmackDown, Mauro Ranallo. So that should be a lot of fun for him. But wait, as always, there is more. There's another big match that's been announced for SmackDown, and we're going to get into that in just a moment. Next up, we had Stardust one-on-one with Titus O'Neil. Titus O'Neil wins the match in 4 minutes and 10 seconds via the Clash of the Titus. Yeah, okay. About 1 to 1.5 stars for the rating here. One of the worst fights of the night. Snoozer fight, honestly. Had a hard time staying awake during this fight, honestly. Typical filler match. I mean, even though it was a fairly random match that was just thrown out there, I mean, it was solid at times, but honestly, they had those lame comedy skits backstage. We didn't know what was going on. It obviously was going to lead to a feud, obviously. So, of course, the crowds are still chanting Cody. So that's something that needs to be played up more. And honestly, I keep saying that they need to drop the Stardust character and have him go back to being the Cody Rhodes character. Or what they should do is they should just give Stardust some mic time to reestablish how much he hates his name. So, because we all know how much the Cody chants get to him. But in all honesty, even though it was solid for a random filler fight, it was still one of the worst fights of the night for me. 1 to 1.5 stars, I'm going to give it for the effort. So, Fletch, Titus O'Neil, Stardust, 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Your thoughts on this filler match?
Yeah, filler fight that almost put me damn near to sleep. I mean, good Lord. I mean, bad fight, bad match, 1 star. I'll give you that. But, yeah, I'm not going to say anything more about it. I'm not even going to waste my time on it. There's nothing more to say. Anthony Florio, let's move on to the next part.
Oh, here we go. Now this is where it picks up now. One-on-one match. Divas champion Charlotte, accompanied by her father, the legendary 2-time Hall of Famer Nature Boy Ric Flair, going up against Becky Lynch, winner of the match in 10 minutes and 45 seconds. It was Becky Lynch with a roll-up, pulling the tights, and getting the win. But then, afterwards, well, let's just say Charlotte, it happened.
She pulled a Pearl Harbor job.
Pearl Harbor job, a la Gorilla Monsoon, indeed. Let's just say the heel turn has been cemented. And I said there was more to that SmackDown. In addition to Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, we got ourselves a second championship match. Charlotte will defend the Divas Championship against Becky Lynch. Michael Fletcher, your thoughts on all this?
First off, sleeper fight of the night, second best fight of the evening, 3-star fight. Congratulations to the ladies, man. Give it up for them. This was an absolute thrilling match. I was so excited with the fight. I got to see it, and it was amazing. The action was actually really good. I love the back and forth. The fans are definitely behind Becky now. she definitely won the crowd over tonight in San Antonio. And then to get the victory and doing it in a way that is similar to the dirtiest player in the game. You know, Ric Flair tried to stick his nose where it didn't belong. It was a holy backfire. It blew up in Charlotte's face, and you saw the look on her face. She was really shocked that she lost to her best friend. And then the ugliness came out. Becky Lynch gets jumped from behind by Charlotte, and basically now we see Charlotte's true colors has finally emerged. She cements herself as a heel in WWE, no doubt about it. I think it was a really good decision to do that. Now we got to see how it plays out, but for Becky Lynch, now a golden opportunity to become the new WWE Divas champion, but I don't believe she's going to do it. I do believe Charlotte will successfully defend the title, but could we see them, have another fight at the Royal Rumble? It depends on how they play this out on this upcoming SmackDown. Basically, if we do have a wonky finish, then most definitely we'll probably get another opportunity at another title match, but we'll wait and see what happens. But I thought this was an amazing match, to say the very least. I'm starting to fall in love with Becky Lynch. I'm telling you it right now. And it's not because of her blazing red hair and that beautiful Irish European accent. And she is a stunning beauty. No doubt about it. But the path that she has gotten through, and they talked about her career, wrestling outside of the United States. She's a former Ring of Honor. She was a Woman of Honor wrestler. She's wrestled all over the world. I've seen her in New Japan, actually not in New Japan, but she's been wrestling around the world. So she has had great success outside of the United States. And she has done the independent circuit. That's why she's gotten her big break. Of course, everybody knows her from NXT, and that was really where she really took off. She was teamed up with with Sasha Banks. They had that great stable together. They were a dominant team, and now all of a sudden, Becky Lynch is really broken on her own, and now has. You want to talk about a golden opportunity to become a Divas champion. This is it. So, she is definitely rising up in the division. And now, because think about it. There is no Nikki Bella. Paige we haven't seen in a while. We don't know where, if Paige is probably taking a little step back because probably giving her some opportunities to fight other things. We still got some other women still working their way up. Becky Lynch is the pot is hot, the kettle is hot. She's the it girl right now. People want to see her. Let's do it. So for me, I think Becky Lynch is definitely a rising star, but I don't think she's there yet to become Divas champion. I think someday she will be, but I think it's not going to be her time. I think Charlotte will win on Thursday and successfully defend the title. But as far as tonight goes, this is the second best fight of the night. Sleeper fight of the night. One fight was even better than this. If it wasn't for no, I'll hold my tongue. I'll wait and say it. But for me, this was 3 stars. Well done. Amazing match, to say the very least. Anthony, go.
Yeah, I agree. One of the top fights of the night for sure. Solid 3 stars, definitely. Very good action throughout. These two work very well together. Be happy about that? Yes, indeed. No doubt about that. Excuse me, but Charlotte was not. That's why she went all Pearl Harbor job, like you said, Fletch. And I think she has fully cemented the heel turn there. A heel act. Ric Flair and Charlotte as a father-daughter heel act. That could be fun. That's got potential to be something really fun. It really does. And I'm very intrigued to see where that goes going forward. And hopefully we can start that. We can start that sucker up on Thursday night when we watched that first SmackDown on the USA Network, and Becky Lynch challenges Charlotte for the Divas title. I do agree with you, Fletch. I got Charlotte going over as well. There's no doubt about that. Charlotte should successfully defend the Divas title. I wouldn't be surprised if she does it via, heel shenanigans, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But the Charlotte-Becky feud has definitely turned the corner, and I'm definitely intrigued to see where it goes. It's obvious Charlotte's gonna walk out with the belt some way, somehow. The only way that could be a rematch at the Royal Rumble is if there's like some sort of like clunky finish, which I wouldn't be surprised about. Maybe Becky wins via disqualification or count out. That's the only way I could realistically see Becky getting a rematch with Charlotte, possibly at the Royal Rumble. So we'll have to wait and see on that. So there you have it. Fletch touched on everything else. I mean, solid 3-star fight. One of the top fights of the night for sure. I agree with that. Not the fight of the night, but one of the top fights, one of the top 3 fights of the night for sure. Absolutely. So I think we've pretty much spoken our piece on that. So moving on now, we had a match. Ryback one-on-one with the Big Show. It ends in a no contest because of the fact that we had some guests. 4 of them, to be exact. The Wyatt family. Wyatt family shows up. They attack Ryback. And then Bray Wyatt says the Wyatt family will rise in the Royal Rumble match and they will all fall down. So, okay. It's obviously an NA because it was a no contest. So we've seen the Wyatts go and Ryback before, but are they targeting Big Show too? That's the big question. I mean, we saw the Big Show and Braun Strowman with something that Michael Fletcher loves very, very much. An eye-to-eye, face-to-face, nose-to-nose stare down, which I'm sure Fletcher will bring up when we get to him. All 4 members of the Wyatt family are in the Royal Rumble match. I like the idea of all 4 of them working together. None of them are favorites as individuals, but the 4 of them together is a very interesting storyline heading into this very particular Royal Rumble matchup. The match was an NA. It was lame. Obviously, I could even go as far as to say worst fight of the night, but the post-match, though, major payoff with the Wyatts not only going after Ryback, but maybe possibly turning their attention to the Big Show too. Wow. That's all there is to say about that. Michael Fletcher, what do you make of it? What do you make of this whole thing with the Wyatts going after Ryback and seemingly Big Show? And also, Fletch, what did you think about your favorite? The eye-to-eye, face-to-face, nose-to-nose stare-down with the Big Show and my guy, Braun Strowman.
I mean, whoa. You want to talk about two 18 semis about to collide. Holy cow. I mean, Braun Strowman and the Big Show face-to-face, eye-to-eye. Man, that was a goosebump moment. But then again, whenever you got those epic moments when those 2 guys go right at it and they give you that eye-to-eye look and you just feel like, oh, man, are they going to really go? Or what are they going to do? It almost gives you that illusion like, oh, my God. So that was definitely an epic moment, to say the very least, and it was definitely one of my personal favorites. But, yeah, the fight was an NA. I mean, technically they did call that Ryback did win the fight by disqualification, but still, I mean, the fight never got off the ground. I mean, what is there to say? The fight never got off the ground. It was more a Wyatt family segment to say that they're in the Royal Rumble. And I mean, now more than ever, all these newer announcements of guys getting into the Royal Rumble. And now that we found out at the main event, after what happened at the end of the show tonight, that now with all these people jumping in, there is now those spots become even more coveted than ever before. I mean, the 30 slots that needs to be filled for this Royal Rumble match is even I can't wait to talk about that ending and the craziness that happened. But I know we still got to go through a lot of the show left. We still got a few more articles of stuff that we need to go through left in the show. But those spots are now even more coveted than ever before. It's not just, oh, the Royal Rumble and, everything else. Now, if you get one of those 30 spots, you're not the Rumble match is taking a life of its own now. And normally in any other year we'd be like, okay, whatever. This year you want to be one of the 30 in the Rumble. We'll get into why in a short while. But, it is what it is. And there's definitely moments where we could see some explosions in this Royal Rumble, like Braun Strowman and the Big Show possibly going one-on-one. Maybe they planting the seeds of that going down, because think about it. Big Show was the first man to officially announce that he's in the Rumble. Braun Strowman just announced he's in, well, the entire Wyatts are in, but Braun Strowman is also in it now. So somewhere down the line in this Rumble fight, you're gonna see these two big behemoths going at it. And when that does, man, I hope the WWE reinforced the ring or did something with that ring, because there's going to be a whole lot of beef in that ring when that goes down. That's going to be pretty epic, man. I mean, we're talking about what? About almost 1,000 pounds just between the two of them, almost like 700, 800 pounds, at least 800 or 900 at least. So we'll wait and see what happens. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait. Florio, let's go.
He'll be over 800 pounds when Big Show and Strowman go get it on. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to throw in a bold prediction. I think Braun Strowman's going to eliminate the Big Show from the Royal Rumble match. You heard that here first. So that's a bold prediction from me right here and now. So, and I'll cash in, and I hope to cash in on that when we get to the Royal Rumble match in a few weeks. So, well, this highly anticipated Royal Rumble match, more anticipated than usual, to be honest with you. So, with that said, let's move on to our next match. It was a tag team match. Two members of the League of Nations, United States Heavyweight Champion Alberto Del Rio and Rusev, teaming up to take on Jimmy and Jay, the Usos. The winners of the match in 13 minutes and 30 seconds, Alberto Del Rio and Rusev via Alberto Del Rio's Warrior's Way-like finishing maneuver. Michael Fletcher, your thoughts on this tag match?
2.5 stars. Solid fight. They did a very good job with the match. I think it was definitely. I won't say there was Shakespearean drama. I think we'll definitely be that's probably going to be a little bit out of bounds, but I thought this was a solid fight. I thought this was a good match. I think everybody did their part really good. It really, the commercial break was installed in this, but it didn't hurt the fight. Actually, this is one of those rare times where the fight did not get hurt because of the commercial break. It actually gave a life of its own. It made it a lot more better, more solid. I definitely liked the match. So no, I really felt like Del Rio looked a little more energized. He looked more, he looked a little more focused on the job at hand. So did Rusev. I think they did good. The Usos always do a great job. They can sell anything that they want to sell, and they definitely put their hearts and soul into this fight. I thought all four men did a very good job. And at the end, yeah, it was Alberto Del Rio with the double foot stomp, the Warrior's Way, like I like to call it, getting the 1, 2, 3, and the League of Nations gets a big victory. So, like I said, 2.5 stars is my rating for the match. Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah, I agree. Solid 2.5 star fight. Just missing out on the top three. I probably would say fourth best fight of the night, honestly. These four work well together. Couple things of note. No Lana with Rusev, which is kind of interesting. And also, what I'm wondering is I was kind of wondering where John Cena was. I mean, I thought for sure we'd see Cena, considering that that very good U.S. title match that him and Del Rio had a week ago. But no, good match. And I like that the regular tag team was made to look strong in defeat. And the in-ring product has, like I said, and so far throughout the show, the in-ring product was really good. So far on this show, we've been getting more straightforward matches. It's been light on the campy comedy silliness. And the competitive tag team match, more than the weekly time-filling six-man tag, was good. And so far, so good. And then I like to see them do a little more. With the main event picture, obviously. But still, I mean, very good stuff here. I mean, 13 minutes, 30 seconds. I mean, solid use of TV time here. So Usos look solid in defeat, but it's obvious that you knew League of Nations was going to go over here. So, yeah, solid match. I agree with Fletch. Just misses out on the top three. So it's 2.5. I agree. Okay. Interesting here. We had the show off Dolph Ziggler one-on-one with Heath Slater, but Heath Slater was not alone. Heath Slater was accompanied by, get this lineup, Bo Dallas, Adam Rose, and Curtis Axel. And on top of this, Heath Slater wins the match in 4 minutes and 35 seconds after a dreaded roll up the doom. What? Okay. Where to begin? Another 1 to 1.5 star fight. I mean, I could honestly say tied for second worst fight of the night. I mean, that Big Show Ryback thing, obviously, but between this and the O'Neill's Stardust fight, I mean, I don't know. I cannot believe for the life of me they put Heath Slater over Dolph Ziggler. Okay. So, no real chemistry between the four men, but I'll tell you what, though. Normally I don't like when done enhancement talents, get time and, because usually when they get time, they usually waste it. It's usually a waste of time when done enhancement talent are on the screen, but I like the idea that they're doing something with these guys here. It didn't really come off as silly undercard comedy. And, it could become that in the future, which I'm dreading. But for tonight, it seemed like the company was serious about doing at least a little something with these four done enhancement talents, Slater, Dallas, Rose, and Axel. I could be mistaken, but it sounded like, Bo was spoofing his own little Bo leave at the end. But as intrigued as I am, I'm still getting this weird, iffy feeling that this is going to turn into another lame comedy group. We already have one of those. It's called The New Day. So that's all there is to say about that. So 4 minutes and 35 seconds, and Heath Slater went over Dolph Ziggler. Did I really just say that? Michael Fletcher, I mean, if Bullock was here, I'm sure Bullock would have given us his infamous "I can't take it" face. But
oh yeah.
I'm just in a state of shock right now. Heath Slater over Dolph Ziggler. Did they really do that?
Yeah, they actually did, and they did it in a very unique way. I was thoroughly surprised when they did that, because I was thinking, Ziggler's gonna go over. It's gonna be a burial job as usual, but no. And the thing is that they're calling themselves the social outcasts, and you know what? This is fitting. This actually might work, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, Mike, really? Here's the reason why. Think about this: Adam Rose, Curtis Axel, Bo Dallas, and Heath Slater. Everybody's like, especially with Heath Slater. Slater's trying to gather a lot of momentum, through social media. And he's doing it like, and I'm gonna steal a reference here, but this needs to be addressed. This is almost like Zack Ryder all over again with the Ryder Revolution. Now, here's the reason why, and hear me out. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, wait a minute, what? Here's why I said that. If you remember about maybe 3 years ago, I think it was 3 years ago, Zack Ryder started this internet thing called the Z True Long Island Story. It was promoted on YouTube.com and became one of the biggest things on YouTube. Now, what was Zack Ryder trying to do? He wanted it to try to get noticed by WWE, and he did it by using social media. He did a lot of the things, and the thing was, it actually worked. It not only helped him out, but it helped out other people. Trent Beretta got into this. Dolph Ziggler was very influential. John Morrison was influential in the show itself, and it also gave some other people some opportunities. Once WWE noticed, Ryder got the rocket ship to the moon and became the United States Heavyweight Champion. But like I said, all good things has a little bit of a shelf life, and it didn't work at the end and whatever. Heath Slater has been trying to pump and try to promote himself on social media. Again, going through the Twitter, going through the Facebook, going through Instagram, and he's trying to build himself up, and the fans are starting to gravitate towards him a little bit and trying to get him, trying to give him that push. Now, WWE's decided, you know what? Let's give him an opportunity. Let's see what happens. All these other guys have been, I don't want to say IWC darlings, because definitely Adam Rose, I think he was better, way better in the days when he was in NXT. Bo Dallas, he was red hot when he first came out, and after that, he kind of sputtered and failed. Then as far as Curtis Axel goes, you want to talk about the biggest disappointment? This guy's been one of the biggest disappointments in all of WWE because of the fact that you're the son of Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig. You were a former tag champion in Ryback. On top of that, you were an Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. So, there's really nothing bad to say about what he has done, but he's been buried for so long that I don't know what to say. So that's why I really like this Social Outcast, because of the fact that they're not media, they're not basically big names, they're basically mid-card jobber filler type guys, and I really hope that WWE pushes these guys and at least gives them a little bit of some airtime, because I think that's what they really need. Give them the exposure, give them the airtime, give them what they need, and maybe there might be something good. This is a cute little mid-card stable that you can use. You don't need them to push them to the main event roster. There's enough people there, but at least give them something. It gives them an opportunity to work, get them out, give them out exposure, get them away from the superstars and main event cards, and give them Monday Night Raw exposure. Give them the Thursday Night SmackDown exposure. Give them opportunities. Even put them in, these pay-per-views. It doesn't have to be like WrestleMania or Royal Rumble, even though I think they'll be in the Royal Rumble match. But at least give them B-level pay-per-view exposure and just build them up. That's all they really want. Give them an opportunity. So that's why I like that they did what they did. And on top of that, to give Heath Slater the victory, I like it because it gives him at least a little momentum. And I think that's what he really needs. I think, and the fans will embrace him. Yes, he did beat Dolph Ziggler. Big win for him. But I think Ziggler doesn't need to be ashamed of himself, because I think to give a guy like Heath Slater a rub for one night, I think it's fine. Ziggler's going to be fine. Look at what he's done in his career already. He's done almost practically everything. He's a former World Heavyweight Champion. He's Mr. Money in the Bank. He's won multiple Intercontinental U.S. titles. He's practically done it all in WWE already. And he's still rising, getting better. So I got nothing bad to say about it. Yes, you could call this an NA, a dud, whatever. 1 star for the effort. I could see that too. But I got nothing bad to say. So with that said, we got Michael Bullock here. Bullock, you got a lot to catch up on. So Florian, why don't you set him up?
Yeah, we'll do, Fletch. Michael Bullock, the Phenom, has joined us here. So, of course, I'm sure Bullock heard of the humongous announcement, which we're going to get into at the end of the show. So, so with that said, Bullock, hopefully you can. I mean, how we do it here. If you could do it the rapid fire way, that would be great. And you've been great at that lately. So
Yeah, I'm good at that. I can definitely do that.
yeah, let's do the random fire. No great detail. We already went into great detail about everything here. So, all right. Excuse me. It started off with the in-ring segments, Stephanie McMahon and Roman Reigns. Your thoughts on that?
I thought it was a fine segment to start off the show, and I thought both Stephanie and Roman Reigns were really good in this segment. So, yeah, I thought it was a good segment. So now let's move on to the first match.
It was Kevin Owens defeating Adrian Neville 9 minutes and 10 seconds via the pop-up powerbomb. Your thoughts on Owens and Adrian Neville?
What was the time of the fall?
9 minutes and 10 seconds.
I'm gonna give it I'm gonna say 1.5 stars for my rating for the match.
Okay, fair enough. Then we had Titus O'Neil defeating Stardust in 4 minutes and 10 seconds via the Clash of the Titus. So, Titus O'Neil and Stardust, 4 minutes, 10 seconds. Your thoughts on that?
1 star for me.
1 star? Okay.
Yeah.
Charlotte versus Becky Lynch, non-title match. Becky Lynch over Charlotte, 10 minutes and 45 seconds via a roll-up and a pulling up the tights. So Becky Lynch defeating Charlotte, 10 minutes and 45 seconds. Your thoughts on that?
I'm gonna give this 2.5 stars.
All right. And Big Show and Ryback went to a no contest due to outside interference from the Wyatt family, and it was announced that all 4 members of the Wyatt family will be in the Royal Rumble match. So your thoughts on all that?
All right. What was the time of the fall?
I don't have one. It said no contest.
Oh, so it's an NA for me.
Yep. And the Wyatts are in the Royal Rumble match, so just wanted to make sure you were aware of that.
Oh yeah, that too.
Alberto Del Rio and Rusev defeating the Usos in 13 minutes and 30 seconds via Del Rio's double stomp finisher. So Del Rio and Rusev over the Usos, 13 minutes and 30 seconds. Your thoughts on that?
I thought this was a really good match, so I'm gonna say 2.5 to 3 stars.
Yeah, that's just about how we had it. And then the match we just talked about now, Heath Slater. Yes, I said it. Heath Slater beats Dolph Ziggler in 4 minutes and 35 seconds via a roll-up, and Heath Slater was accompanied by Bo Dallas, Adam Rose, and Curtis Axel. I can't take it FaceTime or what?
All right, hold on.
Yes, we're going to get it. An added bonus here on the Wrestling Forum tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Ah, there it is!
Oh, that just made our night right there. Infamous.
In the immoral words of Booker T, tell me, you did not just say that.
Yes, he did.
I did. Heath Slater over Dolph Ziggler in 4 minutes and 35 seconds. So your thoughts on the fight?
You know what? I'm not even gonna rank this fight. I mean, I don't even know what to say, especially after Heath Slater won the match. So no rating for me.
Okay, so you're now all caught up. So with that said, let's just move on to our next moment here. We had the New Day. New Day come out and cut a promo, but wait, there's more. A surprise appearance by the one and only Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is here. Chris Jericho was there. So the segment with Chris Jericho and the New Day, which led in to a 6-man tag team match with all 3 members of the New Day going up against the Dudley Boys and Kalisto, and the winners of the match in 16 minutes and 35 seconds, it was the New Day. So, Michael Bullock, your thoughts on all of this? The New Day's little promo, Chris Jericho showing up, and then that subsequent 6-man with the New Day against those damn Dudleys and Kalisto. So, Michael Bullock, the floor is all yours. Now you can go into great detail if you'd like.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it started off basically with the New Day, basically with their quote-unquote campy comedy nonsense with the unicorns and all that, and I was like, oh yeah, this was going to be another typical New Day segment, but and then we get that a countdown, and then obviously, and then all of a sudden the countdown looks so different. And then who comes out? The Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, Chris Jericho. I mean, first time we've seen him, I think the last time we saw him was, I think it was on a SmackDown in the UK when it was, no. Actually, it was at Night of Champions when it was basically Jericho, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose against members of the Wyatt family. So, and of course, it was typical Chris Jericho, and basically and basically saying, you know what, the only thing that's positive about you guys is looking at 3 unicorn horn wearing jackasses, and and then there's this new thing he came up with, saying, you know what, we're sorry we had to listen to Green Day and their Rudy Tooty Booty gyrations. And as soon as I heard that, I just laughed up a storm. But there was a little something he had to say, that he is going to be one of the 30 participants in the Royal Rumble match here. So, and let's just say the Royal Rumble match just got more interesting. We'll definitely get into that later on as we go about this review. But I mean, to me, the segment was good, of course, when Chris Jericho actually came out, because I really wasn't liking it with the whole New Day being their campy comedy selves, but Chris Jericho saved that segment. So great to see Y2J back, and great to see that he's going to be in the Royal Rumble match. So, Flatshot, I give it to you.
Yes, a big surprise seeing Chris Jericho. Awesome return for him. Can't say nothing better about that. And especially now, like we said, the Royal Rumble has indeed taken a life of its own now with the shocking announcement. But we'll get into that in a little bit soon. I'm happy that Jericho is back. I'm happy that he's coming in, I believe, at the right time. There's no doubt about that, to say the very least. When it comes to certain things, I mean, Chris Jericho has been with WWE for a number of years now. You know, ever since he debuted the first time as the Y2J character back in the year 2000. It was the new millennium return reveal and the whole 9 yards when he was cutting that promo with The Rock. And, you know, after coming from WCW and everything else, and, you know, for almost 16 years now, he's been a part of WWE. And it's awesome that he's going to be a part of the Royal Rumble match. It was a great surprise, no doubt about that. Very, very pleased, to say the very least. It was definitely a great moment Anthony, it's yours.
All right, I guess we can go one at a time here. Okay. I'm gonna say this was the segment of the night. I mean, I really, really enjoyed this segment. I mean, Chris Jericho, a nice surprise to see him back, and the fans ate him up like they always do. And that Raw when he debuted with The Rock, that aired on the night of my 16th birthday. Yes, it did. August 9th of '99. Yes, at the Allstate Arena in Chicago. I remember that very well. That was my 16th birthday when Chris Jericho officially made his debut in the WWE. So, and it's been beautiful ever since. I mean, you talk about Dolph Ziggler doing it all. Here's a guy in Jericho who's done it all. First ever undisputed champion, multi-time world heavyweight champion, intercontinental, won the intercontinental title more than anybody 9 times, a multi-time tag team champion as well, and definitely, when all is said and done, a surefire future WWE Hall of Famer. There's no question about that. He's going to get his call one day, whenever that day comes. But nonetheless, the interaction between him and the New Day, just absolutely fantastic. And like Bullock said, Jericho saved the segment. The New Day doing their usual campy comedy nonsense, but leave it to Jericho to take a bad segment and turn it into a great segment. So that's why I have to give this the segment of the night, because Jericho is just on fire yet again. And Jericho in the Rumble match? Oh yes, I'm definitely down with that, as we all are. So, with that said, now we're going to move on to the 6-man tag team match with all 3 members of the New Day going up against those damn Dudleys and Kalisto. Another return match. This is a return match from the New Year's Eve edition of SmackDown, and it was the New Day. The New Day win the match. The time of the fall for that was 16 minutes and 35 seconds. Michael Fletcher, you lead it off. Your thoughts on this 6-man?
I gotta say, unbelievable fight. Definitely one of the top fights of the night. This was fun. I loved it. I thought this was a great match. 3-star fight, solid match. Nothing bad to say about it at all. It was definitely one of the top fights of the night. It definitely delivered and then some. And it definitely leaves everybody left everything on the line. Of course, the New Day gets a big win, as usual. They got to keep the momentum going, to say the very least. They're one of the hottest teams out there right now, and there was a rumor that they might be canning and losing the opportunity, or they're going to be losing their belt very soon. But I don't see it. I don't see it right now. I don't think it's going to happen. There was a rumor that maybe they dropped the belts at the SmackDown show coming up, but as of now, the New Day has not put the tag team titles on the line, and they're not even, as of now, they're not listed to put the titles on the line. So unfortunately, it is, as of now, it's only just the Intercontinental and the Divas title that's up for grabs, and we'll go from there. I mean, we'll wait and see what happens. Maybe the New Day does an impromptu title fight on SmackDown. We'll see, but whatever the case may be, 3-star fight, definitely one of the top fights of the night. Anthony, it's yours.
I have to make a slight correction on my end here. I'm going to bump the Diva fight down to the 3rd best fight of the night, and I'm going to call this the 2nd best fight of the night here. 3.25 to 3.5 stars is my rating. I mean, I thought this was a very good 6-man. I mean, great action throughout. New Day getting the win doesn't surprise me in the least. And, well, I don't think they're going to be dropping anything because of I don't think they're going to be dropping the tag titles anytime soon, because we all know Sin Cara got hurt. So I think they're going to be keeping him on the New Day for a while, because, they tried it with the Dudleys. That didn't work out. Usos, I'm not sure. But even though this was the obligatory 6-man filler tag match that we usually get, they filled the time very nicely. I will admit that. So, very nice indeed. So for my taste, 2nd best fight of the night, 3.25 to 3.5 stars. So with that said, Michael Bullock, your thoughts on this 6-man?
Yeah, I'm gonna say 3.25 stars is my rating for the match. I mean, Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a solid six-man. But yeah, I do agree about the New Day. Uh, I I just don't see them losing the tag titles anytime soon. I mean, because like you said, now Sin Cara, I mean, basically got hurt. Uh, I mean, and I just don't see any other teams stepping up. I mean, who could be next in line? I don't know. I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and find out. So 3.25 stars is my rating for the match. So Florio, I say we just move on.
And we move on to the main. We move on to the main event of the evening for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Roman Reigns, champion, defending against challenger and former champion Sheamus. Special guest referee, none other than Mr. Vince McMahon himself. A whole lot of chicanery and everything else went down, but at the end of the night, the winner of the match, and still the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, it is Roman Reigns. Reigns wins the bout in 18 minutes and 25 seconds via the Superman punch. 3 officials, McMahon gets taken out, and then Scott Armstrong goes in, he gets taken down. And then ironically, it's the same official who counted Roman Reigns to the belt 3 weeks ago in the first place, John Cone, who counted the winning fall. So Roman Reigns wins the belt, well, retains the belt rather. But wait, there is more. After the match was over, Vince McMahon takes the mic and says, "As chairman and CEO, it is my duty to inform you, Mr. Reigns, that the next time you defend the title will be at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view." He says it's all against one in the Rumble. He says that Roman Reigns, you're going to defend the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against 29 other men in the Royal Rumble match. Yes, you heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. For only the second time in the almost 30-year history of the Royal Rumble event. The only other time was in 1992, but back then the title was vacant. For the first time ever, a superstar is being forced to defend the coveted WWE World Heavyweight Championship belt in the 30-man Royal Rumble match. So here's the deal. If you win the Royal Rumble match, you're not getting a WrestleMania title shot this time around. Oh, no. You win the Royal Rumble match this year, if you're the last man standing after all 30 have entered, on January 24th at the new O-Arena, as I call it, in Orlando, Florida, you're the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. What? You kidding me? Whoa. Oh, holy shnikey. That's all there is to say about that. Okay, a lot to get into here. But first, as for the fight itself, no question about it, this was the fight of the night. I'm going to give it between 3.5 to 4 stars. Another fantastic title match with Reigns and Sheamus. And just like the match 3 weeks ago in Philadelphia, this time around in San Antonio. What is it about main event world title matches in San Antonio? I mean, Michael Fletcher, you should know where I'm going with this. Only our favorite match of all time, Triple H and Shawn Michaels in 2003 in that very venue for the World Heavyweight Championship, which we consider a 5-star classic and one of, if not the greatest match in Raw history. So, a match that, Fletch, you and I could tell stories about in a future video, but man, oh man, San Antonio delivers another phenomenal world title main event. It may not have been the 5-star classic that Triple H and Shawn was in that final Monday Night Raw in 2003. No. This first Raw 2016 gave us a 3.5 to 4-star world title match. Shakespearean drama all around. I mean, total chaos throughout. McMahon gets taken out, and then we see Scott Armstrong. He goes in for a count. He gets taken out via Superman, and then we get a third official, a regular official, John Cone, and he counts the 1, 2, 3, and Roman Reigns retains the title. So, fantastic main event. 3.5 to 4 stars. It's the fight of the night, definitely. And now, Bullock, Fletch, for only the second time in Royal Rumble history, the title is going to be on the line. I'm reading Jason Powell's review right now, and Jason Powell is not happy about this whatsoever. You know me, as I always like to say, you can't please everybody. But I think I can safely speak on behalf of all three of us, and even our own Derek Ferreira. We're all for this. This makes the Royal Rumble match even more prestigious than it usually is. To me, I still consider 1992 the greatest Royal Rumble match of all time because the title was on the line. And that match had a hell of a lot of Shakespearean drama. Everybody and their mother thought Hogan for sure was going to win it, but no. It ended up being Ric Flair. So, and I watched that back the other night. And every time I watch that sucker back, I get goosebumps and chills every time I watch that back because not only is it the greatest Royal Rumble match of all time, but from a personal standpoint, it is my all-time personal favorite Royal Rumble match. And this one here, you thought I had goosebumps during that one in '92? I'm gonna have even more goosebumps when we watch this one in just a few short weeks. The title's on the line, guys. The title is on the line. I cannot get over that. I just cannot. So, main event was fantastic, phenomenal. Fight of the night, 3.5 to 4 stars. And this Royal Rumble match, oh boy. Title on the line. Does Roman successfully defend? Or are we going to crown a new champion in the Royal Rumble match? So many questions, so many scenarios, so little time to figure it all out. Again, I say, the title is on the line in the Royal Rumble match. Michael James Bullock, how in the world do you follow that?
Yeah, I don't know how the heck I'm gonna follow that, but I'm gonna say 3.5 to 4 stars, and this was the fight of the night, and man, what a crazy matchup this was. I mean, you had the action was good, and of course, Mr. Vince McMahon being the special guest referee. I mean, we were all thinking, yeah, he's gonna screw Roman Reigns out of the title. There were times he didn't want to count to 3, so Roman Reigns was basically like, you know what, I'll Superman punch you, and then he takes out Sheamus as well, and out comes Stephanie McMahon, and it was looking like, yep, it looks like Stephanie was going to attack as well, and then out comes Scott Armstrong, and looks like he's going to screw Roman Reigns as well. And then Scott Armstrong gets taken out, and finally Roman Reigns got the win with the another referee, and that's when Mr. McMahon dropped the bombshell saying the 2016 Royal Rumble match is for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and I was like, what? This is like only the second time in the history of the Royal Rumble match that the championship will be on the line. Of course, that was at the 1992 Royal Rumble, like you said, that when it happened. But at the time, the WWE Championship was vacant. Roman Reigns is going to have to defend the title in that Royal Rumble match. So this year's Royal Rumble match, it's not going to be about winning a shot at the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at at WrestleMania. You win, you're the champion. So I'm definitely up for it. I mean, I don't know why Jason Powell is so down on it, but as Florio just mentioned, I mean, you can't please everybody, and he's entitled to his own opinion. So yeah, so basically, man, 3.5 to 4 stars, fight of the night, and
Hey, Bullet, can I mention why he was not down? He was down on it.
why?
Jason Powell. I'll tell you why. I'll just give it to you quick if you're wondering. I should have explained it earlier. He says, this is what he said. He said, "Dear Lord, they're going to have Triple H come out as number 30 and take the title. I didn't think they'd do it, and maybe they won't, and I'm beginning to fear that's where this is going. Or maybe Reigns wins the Rumble, which no one wants to see, and then Vince books him against Brock Lesnar as punishment. There are some interesting fantasy booking scenarios, but I don't like what it does to the Rumble match, and I'm not sure how they determine who the challenger is at WrestleMania. And that's why."
Interesting, but you know what? We don't know what's going to happen with this Royal Rumble match. So I think we should just, I mean, I think you should just give it a chance. So yeah, so I really got nothing more to say. So Fletch, I give it to you.
You know what? This is a very compelling argument and very compelling situation. Jason Powell does bring up some very good points. I mean, the Royal Rumble match was always the thing that if you won it, you were guaranteed a main event spot at WrestleMania to fight for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That privilege is now out of play because of the fact that, like you guys have been saying all night, for the first time since 1992, the WWE World title is now involved in the Royal Rumble match. You win the Royal Rumble, you're walking out the champion, and this is massive. I mean, you want to talk about a career shifting moment? Oh yeah, I won the Royal Rumble and became the WWE World Heavyweight Champion in the same night. I mean, only one man can say he did that, and that's Ric Flair. And everybody remembers he went from the number 3 spot and went all the way to the title. So it really and it's the one thing that I've said very carefully, and this was my theory the whole time. I said it. Any other year, you're happy to be in the Royal Rumble match. This year, more than ever before, the 30 that is coveted, the 30 slots that is going to be involved in this Royal Rumble match has to be the right people, because this is the biggest Royal Rumble match in recent memory. It doesn't get no bigger than this, because of the fact that with the title now on the line, there ain't going to be no campy comedy goofballs that's going to be in this Royal Rumble fight like we've had in recent years. They are going to get very serious with this Royal Rumble match, which means the 30 that are going to be in it is going to be 30 guys who WWE believes are worthy enough to possibly become WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And now you start running the names. Who's going to be in it? Obviously, you got to start thinking Lesnar, Cena, Triple H, maybe Undertaker, maybe Daniel Bryan. I mean, those are 2 names that I can throw out right now who I would like to see in the Royal Rumble fight. So, I mean, we're going to get closer and closer to the Royal Rumble match, and we're going to see who the 30 are beforehand. But whatever the case may be, this, my friends, have taken a life of its own. Now, the match itself, the Roman Reigns versus Sheamus, I agree. It is the fight of the night, but I'm not as high as you guys were. I can only give this maybe 3.25 stars for my liking. I think it was a great fight, but I don't think it really delivered in a way that I was thinking of. And at the end of the day, right now, we can wait and see how this will play out. And like you said, going into this Royal Rumble, it's going to be one of the biggest Rumbles ever. And plus, WWE is really going for it now. Because of the fact that, like I said, the IWGP and New Japan Pro Wrestling had an amazing Wrestle Kingdom. And now let me drop the nuclear bomb that's going to shock the waves of the entire wrestling world, because this is massive. Just tonight, about 2 hours ago, I just got notification that 4 wrestlers from New Japan Pro Wrestling is going to sign with WWE. Now, they are Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson. These are 2 members that were the influential leaders of the Bullet Club. Get ready for these 2 names. And then we have former IWGP Heavyweight Champion and former TNA Heavyweight Champion AJ Styles, and the biggest free agent in all of professional wrestling, IWGP Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, the King of the Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura, is coming to WWE. This is the biggest coup for World Wrestling Entertainment. These are the 4 biggest names in professional wrestling right now, and they are leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling to sign with the WWE. You want to talk about a major shift in professional wrestling? I mean, I want to say about 20 something hours ago, New Japan Pro Wrestling had their WrestleMania. And for Derek Ferreira, he gave it about a 9.25 out of 10 stars with 2 5-star rating fights. And now, about 20-something hours later, 4 of the biggest names of New Japan Pro Wrestling has informed New Japan that they're leaving, and their contracts actually expire at the end of the year. Well, at the end of the month, because they always go by a 1-year rotation, which means these guys can instantly leave New Japan and could sign with WWE immediately, and could possibly, you don't know, could they show up at Royal Rumble? It's very possible. Well, with Nakamura, it's going to be a little more difficult because he is the reigning, defending IWGP Intercontinental Champion. But Carl Anderson can leave, AJ Styles can leave, and Luke Gallows can leave. And they can sign immediately. Those could be 3 spots that could get taken in the Royal Rumble match. Especially AJ Styles. He's one of the biggest names in wrestling right now. So, you want to talk about momentum shifted? WWE just hit a gold mine tonight. And then to put the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in the main event of the Royal Rumble, in the Royal Rumble match, let's just say New Japan Pro Wrestling says, take that, WWE, on how to handle pay-per-views and your wrestling. What does WWE do? They trumped them with a massive nuclear bomb that not only rocked the Wrestling Foundation, but almost shook me up in a way that I've never been shaken before. What WWE just did is mind-blowing. I'm marking out like I've never marked out before, and it's a good day to be a WWE fan when Luke Gallows, the Machine Gun Carl Anderson, those are two names that are pretty good. But you got two of the most coveted free agents in all of professional wrestling. AJ Styles, the phenomenal AJ Styles, and the king of the strong style, one of the best Japanese fighters in the world today, IWGP Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, and former IWGP Heavyweight Champion, a three-time occasion heavyweight champion, 5-time, and the reigning IWGP IC champ, Shinsuke Nakamura. My God, there's nothing more to say. Florio, it's yours.
Oh man, I don't know much about Carl Anderson. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I know who Luke Gallows is. Luke Gallows, formerly of the WWE. We all know he was Festus as part of Jesse and Festus, and then he became Luke Gallows, joined up with CM Punk and Serena, and Joey Mercury as part of the Straight Edge Society a number of years back. And then he was also in TNA as part of the Aces and Eights. So it'll be great to see Luke Gallows back. Shinsuke Nakamura, that is unbelievable. I mean, I know he is practically the biggest draw over there. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, what a coup that is for WWE to get him.
Let me just say this, and I think this is how you could talk about Shinsuke Nakamura. He is like a Freddie Mercury and Michael Jackson because he is so flamboyant and so unique, but his wrestling style is MMA. You want in your face, ground and pound. He has the most lethal knees in professional wrestling. I mean, Chris Hero, or I could say JT Dunn, is known for the elbows. Rob Van Dam always had the educated feet.
Well documented.
Shinsuke Nakamura is probably the best knee striker in professional wrestling today.
Okay. And then, of course, we all know about the body of work of one phenomenal AJ Styles, the heart and soul not just of TNA, but also the heart and soul and one of the founding members of one of the greatest stables, if not the greatest stable in TNA history, the Fortune 4. Hello. I mean, won every TNA title there is. I mean, was at one time the longest running TNA World Heavyweight Champion before Bobby Roode overtook him a number of years ago. But man, oh man. Carl Anderson, that's a big deal, obviously. Luke Gallows going back, that's going to be good. But to see Nakamura and Styles in a WWE ring, wow, that's unbelievable. These are the following participants in the Royal Rumble match as of now. The Big Show, Curtis Axel, all 4 members of the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, Ryback, Dolph Ziggler, Chris Jericho, and obviously now Roman Reigns since he's the champion. So other names I think we can expect. I think we can expect Dean Ambrose to be in that. I think we can also maybe expect Kevin Owens. I think we can expect Neville. I think we can expect all 4 members of the League of Nations. Brock Lesnar obviously is a good fit. Of course, Triple H. Taker obviously another good fit. But gentlemen, what about John Cena? Hello, John Cena? Anyone? John Cena? I wouldn't be surprised if he's in that. So
yeah, I would say that. And now, but The Undertaker, I mean, man, that's a possibility.
Kane, I think Kane's a realistic possibility too. if you really think about it. So, but we got so little time to think about that.
And of course, with the Undertaker, of course, open to working more dates.
Yeah, very possible he could work it. So as of now, with Big Show, Axel, the four Wyatts, as of now, we have a third of the field already filled out. We got 1/3 of the field filled out. There's 30. We've already got 10, with Show, Axel, the four Wyatts, Ryback, Ziggler, Jericho, and Reigns. That's 10. We need 20 more to tango here. So, but we'll have a lot more on that in the weeks to come here on the Wrestling Forum, no question about it. So, and also, don't be surprised if they announce some more names during that first SmackDown on USA taping tomorrow night. So, we'll get more into that in just a moment. So, of course, now it's time for the overall review of this first Raw of 2016, and I believe Michael Bullock starts it off. So, Michael Bullock, your overall thoughts on this first Raw of the new year?
All right, I'm gonna give this somewhere between 6 to 7 out of 10 as my rating for this first Raw of 2016. I mean, some of the highlights for me. I mean, of course, Reigns and Sheamus, the fight of the night. The 6-man tag team match was good. I mean, that opening segment with Reigns and Stephanie McMahon, and then of course the segment with the New Day and Chris Jericho. I mean, and of course I thought the Divas match with Becky Lynch and Charlotte. I thought it was a fine match as well. So everything else was pretty much, I mean, okay to meh. So yeah, 6.5 to 7. Or 6 to 7 is my rating. So Fletch, I give it to you.
I can give this a solid 7 out of 10. I mean, this was a very good show. I didn't think there was anything bad about it. Yeah, there was a couple of clunky moments there, but I mean, the main event was actually really good. Plus, with the big announcement of the Royal Rumble match now being for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, that actually puts a lot of emphasis on, you know, the upcoming events. You know, the Becky Lynch versus Charlotte fight was even better than I think we all expected it to be, and there was some great other action, to say the very least. So no, I mean, I'm gonna give this a solid 7 out of 10. I thought they did a very good job with it. Very newsworthy show. And then, like I said, behind the scenes, WWE drops a major bomb, and you know, I mean, you want to talk about the excitement level and everything else. Like I said, they needed it to do something, and with New Japan, with what they did with Wrestle Kingdom 10, I mean, they're still buzzing over how awesome the show was, and there's no doubt about it. For all you guys out there that wants to see Wrestle Kingdom 10, it's the New Japan Pro Wrestling World. It's njpwworld.com. You can watch it. And it's actually for about $8.35 is how much you're going to pay for the event. It's $8.35 a month. That's about 999 yen. Yes, it's a conversion rate. You're like, how are you going to do that? Okay, it's almost similar to WWE Network. You're paying a little less, but let me tell you, the quality of the show was amazing. You're going to love it. I actually did post one of the fights on my Facebook, and it was, oddly enough, Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship, and my mind was blown. It was a 5-star classic. I was like, holy crap. So, no, without a doubt, I loved it. It was awesome. 7 out of 10 is my rating. It's yours, guy. Anthony, it's yours.
I'm gonna rate it between 7 and 7.5 out of 10, because, you know, this was definitely a very solid and very good first show of the year. Reigns and Sheamus, obviously, the fight of the night. Second best fight of the night, the 6-man tag with the New Day against the Dudleys and Kalisto. And rounding out the top 3, I would have to go with the Diva fight with Becky Lynch and Charlotte. Of course, we got a solid tag team match with Alberto Del Rio and Rusev against the Usos. I thought that was a solid match as well, the 4th best fight. And then the other matches were just sort of there. You know, you had a couple of meh fights with O'Neal and Stardust and Ziggler and Slater. Those were the two worst fights of the night. And then, of course, Big Show and Ryback, that no contest. But the post-match was great. And then you also had those two great in-ring segments with Stephanie McMahon and Roman Reigns, another great segment with those two. And then the surprise out of nowhere appearance by Chris Jericho when he interrupted the New Day, which I thought was great. And then, obviously, we heard a big announcement, Dixie. Well, tonight it was big announcement, Vince. And big announcement, Vince. Oh, boy, did he pull a big one on us tonight when he dropped the bomb of bombs, informing all of us that the Royal Rumble match, that this year's Royal Rumble match, will be for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship and not the traditional WrestleMania title shot. So, oh boy, that Royal Rumble match just got a hell of a lot bigger in one foul swoop. So, of course, that will put the bow on this. And before we do our shout-outs, of course, don't forget SmackDown coming up, the first SmackDown of the new year. Not just the first SmackDown of the new year, but the first SmackDown of the USA Network era. They'll tape it tomorrow night. 2 matches already announced. I don't know, Bullock. I don't know if Bullock, if you're aware of this, but
Yeah, I'm already aware of it.
oh, you already know. Okay.
Yeah, Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental title, and Becky Lynch and Charlotte for the Divas title.
Okay, you already do know. Okay, good, very good. So, all right, I just wanted to make sure of that. So, and we'll definitely be on the lookout for those spoilers tomorrow night, obviously, and also.
Are you sure that's not a live show though?
Oh no, this will tape it, man.
Oh, okay. I thought the first SmackDown show would have been live.
I thought so too, but no, no, it's going to be a traditional taped show as usual. So
Nah, that's a damn shame.
I agree with that. I agree. They should have made that a live show. I agree with you on that. Those 2 title matches, maybe some more entrants will be announced for the Royal Rumble, and also the debut of the new play-by-play voice of SmackDown, the great Mauro Ranallo. So we'll see how he does, how he fares. It'll be him with Jerry the King Lawler and Byron Saxton. Now, Byron Saxton will be replacing Booker T, I guess, because Booker T was on the Raw pre-show, I guess. So it looks like Booker's been reassigned. So Saxton, along with Jerry the King Lawler and Mauro Ranallo, will be your SmackDown announce team going forward, I guess. So that all goes down tomorrow night. Definitely looking forward to seeing how those 2 title matches go down. Also looking forward to seeing if any new entrants will be announced for this humongous Royal Rumble match now. So, oh boy, things happening fast here, folks. Get ready. You thought the road to WrestleMania in years past were wild and bumpy. I think this road to WrestleMania is going to be perhaps the most wildest and bumpiest in recent memory. Especially when we're going to be, especially with where we're heading to for WrestleMania, the $1 Billion Palace of Jerry World. Oh yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun with that for the next few months, boys. Oh boy. So that's going to put the bow on this. I'm not sure what the docket is for Strictly Sports, but I'm gonna take a wild guess. I'm gonna take a stab in the dark and say we'll preview the 4 NFL wildcard games. And I'm also going to assume we're probably going to preview the college football playoff championship game with Alabama and Clemson, and maybe a power rankings. I don't know if it'll be the NHL or the NBA. I'm not really sure on that, but what is for sure is the 4 wild card games in the NFL playoffs, and of course the college football championship as well with Alabama and Clemson.
And plus maybe all the coaching moves that's been happening on this Black Monday. So we might even probably have to get into that.
What about the Baseball Hall of Fame?
And then of course Baseball Hall of Fame. I think they're getting announced when sometime this week.
I think it's Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday afternoon. Actually, we'll have the Hall of Fame induction announcements.
All right, fair enough. So, but we'll find that out soon enough. I'm gonna message Derek.
And here's another thing I think we should talk about. Maybe recap some of the some of the off-season moves in baseball up to this point?
Well, I messaged
just
Derek.
just a thought. I'm not saying you
I know.
you
I
can
know.
do that.
I know. I just messaged Derek Ferrera, so I'm gonna wait and see if he says it, if he says anything about it. So if he does, I'll pass it along to you. So so while we wait for that, we'll get into our shout outs as usual. So you know the routine. Bullock, you start it, and then Fletch takes it, and then I'll set up the future content. So Bullock, your shout outs first.
All right. Well, first off, we want to thank you all so very much for tuning in for another edition of the Wrestling Forum. And of course, shout outs to all of our tremendous fans and viewers out there who continue to support our shows, whether it's this or Strictly Sports. Of course, shout outs to all of our super fans, Dee Woodson, Kevin Woodson, Matt Ward, and Jason Hicksonbaum. And of course, shout outs to all of our friends from our high school days, starting with Al Bretterson, Jimmy Alden, Rob Parsons, Eric Carrier, Tom Souza, the first lady of the Wrestling Forum, Megan Silva, and the first lady of Strictly Sports, Kaiser Butler. So yes, so that's gonna do it for me. I'll save the rest of my shout outs for Friday night on Strictly Sports. So until then, this is the Phenom, Mike Bullock, saying thank you all so very much for listening to us. And of course, you know the routine. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah, throw it up Fortune 4 style. Bye for now. Enjoy the rest of your week, everyone. So Fletcher, I give it to you with your shout-outs.
Yes, indeed. I want to say thank you to all the great fans out there of the Wrestling Forum. You guys already know you guys are the best fans in the world. There's nothing more to say about that. Normally, I wouldn't do the lengthy shout-outs, but I'd rather do it today. So, you know, the Woodson family, you guys, I love you guys. Daniel Luttrell up in the UK. He's got some really good things going on, guys. He's doing the filmmaking thing, so much love to you as well. To Kaiser Butler, to Megan Silva, love you ladies very much. You guys have always been there for not only me but for the fellas as usual. There's always some great things. The guys from the junior high and high school days, you guys already know who you guys are. The 2184 crew, love you guys as well. You guys already know who you guys are, and that's really it for tonight. So there's really nothing more to say. I'm Mike Fletcher. You know the routine. Huzz and Hand Pounds. We out. Have a good night. Anthony, it's yours.
Florio.
Just give me a moment.
He might be getting the docket for the Friday show, so that's why he's probably waiting on us.
All right, sorry for the brief delay there, folks. Derek informed me that he posted the docket towards the end of his Wrestle Kingdom 10 review video. I was just watching that back, and I didn't want to risk, copyright, trouble there. So I just watched that back, and believe it or not, what he said was, yes, we are going to preview the wild card games. I'm not at all surprised about that. I guess he wants us to do one more NFL Power Rankings, I guess. So All right, yeah. I mean, that does make sense, because we just had week 17, so I guess one more NFL power rankings does make sense, and I'd also figure maybe you know a preview of the college football playoff championship with Alabama and Clemson. So I just wanted to be absolutely sure. I wanted to make sure you all had a docket, to work off of. So I guess I guess our show, I guess our NFL, our last NFL show was not the Oh, okay. Yep. I just messaged Derek, and I asked Derek if we're going to preview the college football playoff championship games. So yes. So Friday night on Strictly Sports, on our Football Friday edition of Strictly Sports, we preview the the four NFL wildcard games, the college football playoff championship game with Alabama and Clemson, and then our final. Yep. And Derek, I just wanted to make sure I had it. So yep. I do apologize for all the dead air here, but I just want to me. You guys know me. I always want to be sure about everything. So okay, now we have our official docket for Friday night on Strictly Sports, and it goes as follows. And this is the exact order we're going to do it. A preview of all four NFL wildcard games: the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Houston Texans, the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Cincinnati Bengals, the Seattle Seahawks versus the Minnesota Vikings, and the Green Bay Packers versus the Washington Redskins. We're going to get into all four of those NFL wildcard games. Following that, we will then preview the second annual college football playoff national championship game with the number 2 Alabama Crimson Tide against the number 1 Clemson Tigers. And then in the main event, it will be our final NFL power rankings of this season. And oh yes, there will be major shakeups. But then again, what else is new? So you got all that? Get all that? Got all that? Good. So that'll all go down Friday night at 10:30, right back here on the Tone 25. Hopefully you guys will be ready to rock and roll by that point. That'd be great. So yeah, so that's the next time we'll see you. But of course, my shout outs real quick, of course, my traditional shout outs, of course, to all of our tremendous fans out there who continue to make the Wrestling Forum and Strictly Sports as ridiculously over as they are. You are the best fans in the world, and upset on that. Of course, our traditional super fans, Dee Woodson, Kevin Woodson, and the entire Woodson family. Of course, Matt Ward, Jason Hicksonbaugh, Daniel Luttrell from the UK, whose filmmaking career is definitely getting going there. So we wish him the continued best of luck with that. Of course, Megan Silva and Tyza Butler, and of course, our friends from our high school days, Tommy Souza, Eric Carrier, Jimmy Alden, Albraderson, and Rob Parsons, and of course, last but not least, the man himself, the hardcore pipe bomb, Derek Ferreira. We miss him around here. Hopefully he'll be back someday, but hey, the sports blog thing, he's on a rocket to the moon with that right now, and we wish him continued success with that. And you can check out his review of the Wrestle Kingdom event. He posted a video of that a little bit earlier, and he also posted a video about the big breaking news about Shinsuke Nakamura and the phenomenal AJ Styles going to the WWE. So you can check out those videos on his channel, SLB 2008-09. Must-watch videos as always. And I do have one extra special shout-out on my end, and that's to Michael Fletcher, because Michael Fletcher was a humongous help last week, obviously. I was very much under the weather a week ago. I mean, I damn near had no voice last week, but because of some throat issues that I experienced. But Michael Fletcher was a humongous help a week ago in taking over the hosting duties for me, hosting not just the Wrestling Forum last Monday night, as we reviewed the last Raw 2015, but he also took over the hosting duties for last Tuesday's special Wrestling Forum, our year in review show, our awards show. Did a great job with that. And then last Wednesday night, when we previewed the New Year's Six Bowls and all that. So Michael Fletcher, humongous help. Very much appreciate you helping me out last week. Big help here. As you can hear, I'm definitely sounding much better now. So yeah, I'm back. I'm back in the full-time hosting capabilities for now. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. So major shout out to the Cerebral Viper Michael Fletcher for doing a tremendous job pinch hitting last week. That's all I can say. Tremendous job. So that's it for that. So that's going to put the bow on this edition of the Wrestling Forum. We want to thank you all so very much for watching. So until 10:30 Friday night for our all-new Football Friday show of Strictly Sports, it's Ridiculously Over Anthony Florio here for the aforementioned Cerebral Viper Michael Fletcher and the Phenom Michael Bullock, and as always in spirit, the Hardcore Python Derek Ferreira. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah. Throw it up Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. Enjoy the rest of your week. And until Friday night for Football Friday, Strictly Sports, you've been watching the Wrestling Forum right here on the Zone 25 on YouTube.com. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. And for now, Ridiculously Over Anthony Florio for the Cerebral Viper Michael Fletcher and the Phenom Michael Bullock saying so long.